Hey there folks, Pliskin by 51mm, and today I figured I would do the video I've been meaning to do on the Desert Eagle. Initially I was just going to talk about the new grips that I added and what that symbol on the grip is and what it means, but I figured I would break down everything the pistol comes with, and my first thoughts on the pistol, having shot, let's go out on a limb and say 200 rounds through it already. I'm pretty sure that's the round count because I've put 450 round boxes through it. The Levolutions may have been 50 rounds. I have not admittedly went back and checked the round count because I haven't really had time. So let me go ahead and get it unloaded. I do keep a loaded mag in it, but unlike my other pistols, I do not leave one in the chamber, and simply because I don't have a holster for this yet. So I keep a loaded mag in it to put in case I need to get it, and rack one into it. But since it doesn't have a holster, it's not duty ready for my sense, for my personal use. So I just leave it, kind of like in a stage 1 type storage configuration, kind of like how I keep some other guns. If they're not like something I'm going to readily grab for or carry, they have the juice ready, but they're not ready, and that's mostly for storage reasons. Okay, so the Desert Eagle, very fine pistol, absolutely love it. The stuff it comes with, I'll cover what it comes with in its box first. Notably, what interested me the most when I opened it up, when I got it, is it comes with a U.S. pocket Constitution. And now this has got the U.S. Constitution in it. It's got all the amendments and all the things that the actual U.S. Constitution has, but it's pocket size, so you can keep it with you. And I have to give Magnum Research a massive thumbs up for that, because so far, with all the guns I've bought, they are the only ones that actually give you some literature on the U.S. Constitution. So, and I've been meaning to get one of these for years, but it always slips in my mind, but now I've got one. The other thing we come with is a little brochure slip here. Shows all the guns that they have that you can buy from them. Big frame revolvers, souped up Ruger 1022s, and of course the Desert Eagle. So that's more of a marketing thing to let you know what other stuff you can buy from them. They have a card for Gun Owners of America. It's like a little thing to get membership going. They also offer one for the NRA. Same thing. I dropped it. I'll pick it up here in a minute. They offer a exterior care instructions slip, and I will take a picture of this and put it in the video for all the different finishes that your Desert Eagle may have. Comes with a multi-tool for the Deagle, which is very important because this actually helped take it down on some levels. I've not done a full disassembly of the pistol so far. I'm still in the learning stage of figuring out how to disassemble this thing properly, but I have learned how to take the barrel off and the slide off. Admittedly though, it is a bit of a pain in the butt to take the slide off. But I'm still a novice, first Desert Eagle I've ever owned. It's not necessarily like field stripping the SP01 or the Glock 19X, for example. And but there is a few tricks to taking the slide off, and I will one of these days get around to that. And the last thing, and the most important thing, talking about disassembling the pistol, the most important information packet that comes with the Deagle is the operation and instructions manual. This tells you literally everything about the Desert Eagle, everything from how to take care of it, how to shoot it, how to put it together, how to take it apart, how to clean it, and it even offers a ammunition recommendations guide for all the calibers that are chambered in the Desert Eagle, everything from 357 to 429 429 Magnum, yeah, DE Magnum. And it's got 50 AE and 44 Magnum in there. So if you get one and you don't know where to start, they have a list in there for your specific caliber and where to start at. And, you know, naturally, of course, with the Deagle, you don't want to shoot anything that is lead only. It's got to have a copper jacket on it, like these. Like that there. I was aware of that before I bought these. And honestly, we're in the 21st century. And, you know, not every pistol or rifle needs to shoot all lead bullets. And the main reason for this, for people who don't know, I will put the slide release. The Desert Eagle is gas operated. You see that little part right there? That little, like, thin, thick part, that is the gas piston for the Desert Eagle. It has a gas piston in it. Think of like an M14, where it's like a short stroke gas piston. So essentially this is a handgun, let me get it to close, that has the operation system of a rifle in it, technically. It's not a it's not a big gas system, and I compare it to the M14 because it's short stroke and it's kind of contained inside the slide, and it just, you know, the bullet is fired, it passes this point, and the gas from the burning powder comes down and helps cycle the bolt, which really it kind of needs it. It's under a lot of spring pressure. I have the scar to prove that it is a very very robust pistol, and it will go home on you and on the case or whatever round you're shooting. But you know, so I've had this thing not even a month yet, and I've only taken it to the range a total of 4 times, but in that time I put about 200 rounds down range, and I am impressed with it. I've had a few hang fires, not really hang fires, let me reiterate. I've had a few instances where the slide did not close all the way. Just an example, I've seen it do this a few times. A lot of that has to do with break-in, but I think I'm past that point now, because the last time I had it out, I shot it quite a bit, and you know, wasn't really taking my time, just kind of like pow pow pow, and it didn't jam or hang up once. So I think it's kind of broke in, but you know, if it has any little other issues, I'm just going to assume it's the mag, and it's still a new pistol. So, but 200 rounds, not many problems other than break in, and this thing is accurate as hell. Absolutely love it, and I've gotten used to the weight now. It's funny, I've been like, when it comes to my handguns, this is the one I've shot the most in the last month or so, and I'm just gonna hold it like this so I quit moving it around. This is the one I've shot the most in the last month or so, and when I take this thing out and shoot it, it's like a stout 1911, but when I pick up my other pistols, like I was holding my 1911 the other day, it felt like the Heritage Rough Rider in my hands. The 1911 did. So this thing, I'm used to the weight of it now. And when you get used to the weight of something like this, the other handguns in your collections suddenly become pretty lightweight. Yeah, I have not had no issues with it, and it shoots flawless. It shoots better than me. I will say I do shoot better with this than I have, say, a few of my other pistols. I'm starting to sweat. It's kind of hot in here. But yeah, it's very accurate. This pistol, or this barrel, I meant to say, not moving, is a good thing, because that pistol is not, or that barrel is not flexing like it would on some other pistols. Because with a traditional pistol, smaller frame pistol, the barrels tilt when you fire them, because the slide comes back and it causes the barrel to tilt, to pivot down. And then when the slide goes home, it pivots forward. So there's still, I mean, when you fire it, there's still some flex there. Not much, but you know, there's still, the barrel moves. And that's not including the harmonics of when it fires. Don't have that problem with this one, because it stays stationary and the whole back end moves. So it really lends itself to being a very accurate handgun. A lot more accurate than me. Now I'll talk about the grips here. The grip. These are custom grips. I'm still going to do a review on these, and I've got it planned up. I would definitely not recommend you guys buy from the people I bought these from, and I will go over that simply because of the issue right here with putting them on the Desert Eagle. And not to mention the fact that on the back of the pistol, like underneath the grips, I had to cut out a contour for the back end of the Desert Eagle, which should have already been done. So, because they don't mention when you buy these that you have to do some fitting work. And for them to be custom, because this is the image I made, and I sent this to them for them to put in the grip in brass. You know, for doing that, you shouldn't have to modify the grips to just get them to go on the pistol. But I digress. The image that I used is a medieval image used by the Order of the Dragon. Now, the Order of the Dragon was a group in the 1400s. I think they started in the 1200s in southeastern Europe, the Baltic states, and they were a crusade order that defended Europe from the Ottoman Empire. And the symbol, the dragon, they used the dragon in their imagery with the cross. And in this version, it's a black dragon on a shield, and in the wing, as you can see there, let me get as close as I can, it's got a cross in the wings of the dragon. And the Order of the Dragon is most notable as being the Crusade Order that Vlad the Impaler was a part of. He was a part of it, he didn't start it. So, some history there, and I thought it would look cool. I was debating on what type of image to use. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, you know, because I was thinking, well, maybe I could put a skull on it. Have a big brass skull. And I'm like, well, you know, I've got a lot of stuff that has skulls on it already. And then I thought maybe, you know, well, I could put like a cross, like a Latin cross. And they already had a bunch of those where it's just the Latin cross. So I'm like, well, if I wanted to do that, I'd just get one of those. So I figured, you know, I could have that Order of the Dragon emblem. Now that's not, I will admit, this is not the actual emblem of the Order of the Dragon. Their emblem was similar. It was more of the cross, and the dragon they used was slightly different. So I modified it a little bit. I actually made that on a photo editor, and then spliced the cross onto the wings of the dragon, and just cemented it, and had them put it on, and they look badass. I got them in brass. I could have got them in gold or silver, because they do offer that, but it would have been like $200, $300 extra on top of, you know, the shipping fee and the work needed. And with the problems I had with these, getting them to go on the Deagle, I would have been very, very displeased if I had spent that much money. So I went ahead with brass, because I was thinking, you know, you just don't know. And brass costs like next to nothing to put on there. And I also noticed too that the checkering on this is like dragon scale. Dragon scale checkering, if you can tell. So it kind of goes with it. So I kind of paid homage to a historical crusade order. Admittedly, I don't know all there is to know about said order, but I do know that during the 1400s, when the Ottomans tried to invade Romania, they got their asses mightily kicked for quite a while, until they kind of overtook the, you know, it was known as Wallachia at the time, the country of Romania was, and they eventually ended up taking it over. But they held out their own for the last few years, for a couple of years at least. And Vlad the Impaler, also known as Vlad III Dracula, he tried his best to get help from neighboring nations, but nobody would help him. Or at least that's how I remember. I could be wrong, but that's the story I remember hearing. So it was basically just him by himself and the Order of the Dragon holding off the Ottomans, which is modern day Turkey. And fun fact, the Ottomans were finally defeated in World War I. So an empire that spanned that long was still kicking within the last 100 years. Like 100 years ago, that, you know, the same people that did all that almost 600 years ago were still around, and then they got, you know, royally defeated in World War I. Although I don't know all the history of that. My mind slips on some things, but I do believe they dissolved right after World War I, because they couldn't keep it up no more. But that's the history, little brief history of what that symbol is. And I chose it because, one, it's badass, and two, it's like in the face of all odds type thing. You know, you're outnumbered by a bigger power, but, you know, you're still going to kick ass and take as many of them with you. So that's kind of like the whole thing with it. It's like, you might have me outnumbered, but I'm going to fucking mess you up some way. Not to mention it's a Christian crusade order, so, you know, homage to the faith a little bit. So anyway, that is the symbol on my wood grips, and that has been my slight overview of the Deagle. And I cannot wait to get out and shoot it some more. I'm going to look into getting some more ammo for it. I still have a bunch of rounds, not much, about a whole box left. Because, man, when you start shooting this thing, you see, I'm smart enough not to rack the slide and pull the trigger after that. Because I know that I just loaded a loaded mag into it. But, man, when you start shooting this thing and you get good with it, and, you know, with the recoil being so low, it's like shooting just a massive 22. So, all in all, that's been my overview of the Deagle, and I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Peace.